For 14 years, Dave Rose gave his heart and soul as BYU basketball coach. The three-time Conference Coach of the Year led the Cougars to 4 conference titles and 8 trips to the NCAA tournament. Also during those years, Dave and his players held an annual Christmas party for children with cancer. Dave has had his own battle with cancer, a battle he's still fighting today. He and his wife Cheryl recently invited us into their St. George home to talk about his health, the frailty of life, and the new place they hope to call home for years to come. It's all beyond the game.
I think it's so pretty though.
Surrounded by the beauty of the St. George Red Rocks,
Pretty.
Dave and Cheryl Rose overlook the land that will soon be home to their new home.
We feel that this is a good place for us and we're excited to be here.
This area just, it feels really good to us. What do you think?
Cheryl grew up in St. George and Dave played and coached at Dixie College, and that's where they met. In 1980, they were sealed for eternity in the St. George Temple. While Provo has been their home for the past 25 years, they say Southern Utah is where they need to be.
We like the warm weather. We love the just the surroundings. I mean, the red rocks, the red sand, and we hope that we've always kind of believed that there was something in the red sand. I just need some help.
According to Native American tradition, red sand has healing properties, and healing is something Dave is seeking. Today, he and Cheryl are celebrating the 13th anniversary since his diagnosis with a rare form of pancreatic cancer.
What it's kind of turned into is that, my wife's spending more time taking care of me than we are actually enjoying our retirement. And so I hope that, I can get healthy and then we can, have a couple good years. And that's what we're looking forward to.
It's been rough. He is one of the strongest people I know. Ready, go. He tries not to think of why me, and I'm not that strong, because there's been times where I've felt like this is too much, and he deserves a break.
Is that today?
A break after a 3-year span of nonstop health challenges. In the fall of 2019, not long after his retirement from BYU and a month-long vacation to Italy, Dave suffered a major heart attack.
I just had a terrible pain in my shoulder area and my chest, and before we knew it, we were at the hospital, and they told me I was having a heart attack.
1 year later, just before Christmas of 2020, Dave was diagnosed with COVID, and a few weeks later suffered a stroke.
I don't remember anything for 4 days. That's the part I don't really understand what happened. Yeah, I miss you. But what I think about the most is what my family
Taylor
went through in those 4 days.
Annie, and that's Scott, that's my mom.
I really can't imagine for them how difficult not knowing what was going to happen to me.
When you look at all of those things, Dave, was there one of all of those that was the hardest for you to get through?
They've all been pretty tough, but I think what if you want to say the hardest, yeah, I think it's the most recent.
The most recent was major surgery this past January to remove more cancer, a surgery that was delayed by nearly a year due to the stroke.
I can actually show you my scar if you want to see that.
Scars that proved the wait was costly. During 8 hours of surgery, doctors removed his left kidney, part of his stomach and colon, more of his pancreas, as well as his gallbladder. They also took out several cancerous lesions from his liver.
Do you ever, I don't know if bitter is the right word, do you ever wonder why so many?
No, I think that it's been difficult for me, but I feel really lucky. The way I look at it is that it was a tough thing to get and to have to deal with, but I've been really blessed as a result of my challenge. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Right off of this is Snow Canyon State Park.
My faith obviously has been tested many times, but has always, come to realization that, that God has blessed me in so many ways obviously with my wife and my family, and sometimes you wonder if you deserve all the really good things that have happened to you. You don't deserve the bad things that happen to you, but you just kind of take them and try to make the best of what you can out of them. But I really appreciate the support that I've had from my kids and from my wife and from my brothers and sisters and my parents, especially my mom and dad. And so I've been fortunate.
Hey Dave, Giff Nielsen here.
Another great blessing
Coach, I love you.
has been the outpouring of support from so many from around the country.
Hey Dave, it's Andy Katz.
Dave also keeps in close contact with many former players and coaches. He saw some of them recently when he took his grandsons to BYU's Fathers and Sons basketball camp, something he and Coach Cleveland started many years ago. He said it was a great time with family and the current coaching staff.
That is a hard-working group. I mean, I got a chance to meet the new coach that they just hired, and Cody's always been one of the hardest working guys. I envy him because I loved the time that I coached, and sometimes I really miss it, but not right now. I don't miss it. If that makes any sense.
Dave has so many great memories from his time at BYU, though he says he still regrets 2011 when the Cougars barely missed the Elite Eight. But with all of the complexities of the college basketball landscape today, the transfer portal and NIL, he prefers to focus on this landscape and his future with Cheryl, his 3 children, and 8 grandchildren.
He has had to come face to face with his mortality. And we know, with all of the health problems that he has, that his time here won't be long. I think sometimes there's been times when he's been ready to go and I've drug him back. I'm not ready to let him go, and I've either prayed or willed him back, and he's probably just like, let me go. I'm tired, but I need him. I, for the most part, try and remember that we have each other today, and today is a great day, and we try and live by that.
And every day they try to stay busy, whether it's going to concerts, festivals, or recently cheering on the Ironman competitors.
It's been a joy to be able to do what I can for him. You ready? And every day that I get with him is a gift. Because his cancer is metastasized to other organs, he'll never be considered in remission. He will always have to have scans. There are always little tumors that pop up that they watch.
But remember, we were trying to change that.
We've had so many amazing years together, and I'm fully expecting that we're going to have many more together.
What is it that keeps you fighting through all of these struggles, especially the last 3 years?
I think that my family, I would like my grandkids to have a grandfather for a while, and my kids.
What do you think?
However long that will be, Dave and Cheryl are making sure life is as beautiful as their surroundings. They're finding joy in every day while relying on their faith and maybe even a little red sand.
I spent so much time, trying to figure out ways to keep your team together, keep them fighting, and just knowing that someday that's not going to be your challenge, that you're going to be, retired and moved on to the next portion of life. And I always told Cheryl, that's when it's going to be really good. So we're still waiting for that. But it'll happen.
Kathy Aiken for KSL.com.